Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Justin here to make a part two about the video I made just a few days ago about teaching Japan. Should you do it or should you not? In response to Victor, give me a flick, ma'am. In response to a video by Kyoto, which unfortunately has been taken down, and I really wanted to see the video so I could see his perspective on things, and um, unfortunately I can't. And maybe based on what Victor said, there's some things I can agree with and some things that I can't. But yes, going on, I sort of do want to talk about some of the shitty parts about working as an ALT at times, and based on my experiences. But hey, if some of you who are working as ALTs here in Japan that have experiences that are the opposite of mine, whether good or bad, please feel free to make your own video or share it in your comment section. I like to show everybody how every experience is different, really applies to everybody who lives and works here. So yeah, next part is, Victor mentioned that the guy was upset about being called Gaikokujin, Kokujin, and all that stuff. Like, I understand that some people can be upset over certain words, and I know Victor's trying to say, like, when people use those words, it doesn't really mean bad, but unfortunately, we now live, at least as Americans, we live in a progressively politically correct society where just, saying that word, people just automatically get offended. Yeah, I understand why people think words like gaijin, meaning foreigner or outsider. I understand why people could think that's an offensive term or a bad word or whatever. I mean, based on media exposure like Shogun, the movie, the novel, or I think that's kind of used as a bad word, or in the Wolverine comics where he's referred to as gaijin, and like that's kind of meant a bad thing, or in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Takeshi calls that southern boy a gaijin, and it's kind of like meant as a bad word to him. But to quote Chris Rock, this is how I kind of view the whole thing. I don't believe in bad words, only bad thoughts. It's just how you use the word, the context is just what matters. I use the word fuck all the time, in a very personal sense, but I understand that offends people. But if I'm in a situation where I'm comfortable with people and where people are comfortable with me, they know me, I know them, like, yeah, we'll fucking use the word a lot. But yeah, to me, it's just how you use it. I mean, if you're using it with malicious intent, then yeah, of course. Like I said before, I only believe in bad thoughts, malicious intent. It's all about context to me. I mean, like, if like a little boy like points to me and says like, "Oh my, Okasan, arewa gaijin da," I'm like, he's just being, innocent about it. And like some old guy just says like, "Nihon dete gaijin" or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I understand that he's kind of being what's it called, malicious in context to using the word. So yeah, that's pretty much what I mean about it, and I'm pretty sure that's what Chris Rock means. But also, I've only had two instances where people have maliciously used the word gaijin towards me. Once was like an old man when I was living in Niigata a few years ago, and another time was in Ikebukuro 2 years ago. But those are two instances that could be videos by themselves, which I'll probably tell another time. I mean, overall, the people in Japan have been very, very kind to me. I mean, despite that, unfortunately, yeah, there's nice people everywhere, but there's also fucking assholes everywhere. And unfortunately, I've had instances where I've met fucking assholes in Japan. And unfortunately, there's been some instances where I wish I could have dealt with it better. But maybe when I tell those stories someday, maybe some of you who will watch those videos will say like, maybe I've done the same thing for less, or maybe you could have handled it better. Here's how I would have handled it. But hey, we'll leave those two stories at that for now, and time to move on to job-related issues. So yeah, what else is there? I'm like, yeah, what also I didn't like was until I came to my current school, like every school do this in Japan, is that like the 6th grade class or the 8th grade class or the 10th grade class or the 11th grade class, they'll always have like what they call a Shugaku Ryoko, which is like their annual school trip. Like for like a week, they'll go to, like if the students are like say from a school in Tokyo, they'll go to Kyoto for a week, or they'll go to Okinawa. Some of the richer schools will go overseas. Like my school, they have the option of going to Oregon, to Paris, and to I think Okinawa, and I'm pretty sure one more country. So yeah, they have the options to do that, and also there's like the annual trip to Disneyland, and the class I'm in charge of, when between January of next year until December, they have the chance to go to Australia for a year. But unfortunately, in my experiences, I've never been able to go on the Shugaku Ryoko trips or any of the out school excursions. But on this school, this is my second year here, I've had the opportunity to go on the school excursions to, let's say, up north in Nasu. We've been able to go on the Tokyo trip. So yeah, and plus they pay for my transportation, they pay for my hotel, they pay me like an extra $400 just to participate in this. While my last school was like, you can't go, you gotta stay here and teach the other classes, you know that. I'm like, damn it. I mean, I was willing to pay back then, but they wouldn't let me go. But yeah, that's what I really like. Maybe some of the people who are watching this video who work as ALTs have had the opportunities to, let's say, to go on the Shugaku Ryokos to Kyoto or Okinawa or overseas. So I think that'd be pretty fun. But this October I'll have the chance to go to Australia at my school's expense. So I can't complain now. But yeah, it was kind of a journey to get to where I am now in terms of quote-unquote professional development. But yeah, maybe one day I'll get out of the teaching gig, I don't know. But for now, I'll just stick to what I do. And maybe I'll take the JLPT, and once I get level 1 certification, I'm thinking of taking level 2 first. I'll try and move on to other things, like maybe work in the video game industry if that's an open opportunity, or maybe work in the embassy, I don't know. But whatever opportunities are out there, I'll look for them, and if I feel that they're right for me, then I'll do it. I mean, I felt that the opportunity I have now is right for me. Like, for example, last year my teenage niece visited, and I brought her to my school. Since it was a girls' school, it was really an opportunity that just kind of worked out for everybody. So my niece really enjoyed it. My students enjoyed meeting my niece. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So that's it for that. I mean, like I said, every situation's different. Maybe sometimes teaching doesn't work out for you because maybe the environment you were put in wasn't really right for you. Unfortunately, until the time comes, you can't change. But I've known of one instance. This was back when I was working in Ibaraki back in '06, and like there was these two girls from Long Beach, California, and they were put like way out in the countryside, and like they just absolutely refused to work there. And fortunately, the company gave in to their stupid ass demands, and like I think they placed them around Chiba area, which was remotely pretty close to Tokyo, and like being the ungrateful bitches they are, they just like, flat out left anyway and just like went on a spoiled ass rich girl trip to like all over Asia. So yeah, fuck them. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, I know with instances of jet, they don't do the big cities, but I'm aware, according to a friend of mine who lives in Hyogo, which is near the Osaka and Kyoto area in Kansai, I heard that Kobe or Kyoto, maybe Kobe, their ALTs are jets. I'm not sure about Kyoto though. But I know with Hyogo and Himeji, it's sister cities with the capital of my home state of Arizona, which is Phoenix. They hire their ALTs through their sister cities programs, not just through Phoenix, but Adelaide, Australia. I think some places in Canada and England as well. I have applied for that position like a few years ago, but I fucked up my interview, and life goes on. But I'm happy with the position I have now in Utsunomiya, and that's it for that. But yeah, work as a guy in a girls' school. There's some good things like easy access to the bathroom during breaks between classes. Like the line to the bathrooms can be really fucking long. I'm like, I can just go in the bathroom in and out. But yeah, that's a funny thing. And also the guy teachers, like I think I've said this before, we have special orientations on sexual harassment. Also being warned not to go to the porn sections and like in the nearby bookstores and video rental areas, and all that stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for that. See you around.